Why are so many Americans packing up and leaving states like California and New York? High costs, tough regulations, and dwindling opportunities have sparked a mass exodus from communities steeped in history and promise. Imagine a story unfolding across the map of America, a map marked by shifting populations and evolving opportunities. Today, we explore the top 10 states everyone is leaving in 2026. In recent years, the Golden State lost 343,230 residents, more than can be overlooked. If you're into amazing content like this, hit that subscribe button right now. It's totally free. California's vibrant economy now grapples with the challenge of balancing growth with affordability. Our first state is California. Long celebrated as the land of dreams and innovation, California faces a crisis of cost and regulation. The state's renowned natural beauty stands in stark contrast to the rising living costs that force many to reassess their choices. Our narrative is guided by data, insight, and expert opinion, illuminating the complex reasons behind this demographic transformation. Let us begin our exploration into a changing nation. Homeownership has become an expensive aspiration, and the pressure of stringent environmental regulations coupled with soaring taxes leaves many feeling burdened. These harsh realities drive families and professionals to seek opportunities elsewhere. In this detailed journey, we will examine each state's struggles with economic pressures, environmental challenges, and social shifts. The Californian dream now contends with a modern economic reality. The tensions here are not isolated. They mirror a broader national trend that stirs both hope and concern. Transitioning from California, we focus on New York, a state synonymous with ambition and resilience. Once pulsing with the rhythm of relentless energy, New York now faces a quiet yet persistent decline. With a net loss of 120,917 residents between 2023 and 2024, the Empire State struggles under burdensome living costs and skyrocketing housing prices. In bustling metropolitan areas and quiet suburbs alike, individuals find themselves squeezed by relentless economic pressures. High rents and inflated real estate markets make it increasingly difficult for local families to flourish. This economic squeeze, subtly woven into everyday life, creates a conflict between enduring tradition and emerging financial pressure. New Yorkers are at a crossroads: continue bearing the brunt of high costs or seek relief in states where financial prospects appear brighter. Brief and stark, the heart of a city feels this strain deeply. Next on our list is Illinois, a state once thriving with industrial promise, but now burdened with instability. Illinois recently recorded a net loss of 56,235 residents. High property taxes and economic uncertainty erode the confidence of longtime residents. Communities in Illinois once relied on steady industrial jobs that over time have dwindled in number and reliability. The social fabric of these cities and towns, woven around long-held values and traditions, now strains under the financial weight of a struggling economy. Residents, caught in the tension between nostalgia for a bygone era and the need for viable opportunities, are compelled to move in search of stability. Illinois exemplifies the very human cost of economic transformation, a cost measured in both lost dollars and lost memories. Our narrative now leads us to New Jersey, another state facing economic headwinds. New Jersey has seen a net loss of 66,994 residents in 2023, largely driven by high property taxes and a prohibitive cost of living that stifles growth. The Garden State, once admired for its proximity to bustling urban centers, now contends with pressures that make sustaining a stable life increasingly challenging. Residents navigate soaring living expenses, deciding daily whether their home remains a sanctuary or a financial trap. In New Jersey, the promise of an accessible metropolitan lifestyle collides with the reality of economic sacrifice. The conflict is palpable and personal. a tug-of-war between tradition and the relentless demands of modern fiscal realities. A stark choice emerges as locals weigh quality of life against the strains of high taxation. Midway through our exploration, we consider Pennsylvania, a state emblematic of America's industrial heritage. Pennsylvania has suffered from economic stagnation due to declining industries that once formed its backbone. As traditional jobs vanish, so too do the communities that rely on them. Residents are forced to leave in steady numbers, seeking jobs in regions less defined by historical industries. The slow, painful pace of economic change has set a new course for the Keystone State, one where job losses in post-industrial areas leave a void that is hard to fill. This exodus disrupts not just day-to-day life, but deep-rooted sentiments. Pennsylvania's story is one of transitions, where the promises of the past meet the demands of the future, stirring emotions that echo through its rolling hills and historic towns. Loving the video so far? Give it a thumbs up and subscribe. It helps more than you know. Before we move further, consider this. Every departure is a departure from stability. Stay with us as we unravel more layers of this national narrative. Louisiana makes our list next. Known for its rich cultural tapestry, Louisiana now grapples with a significant challenge, a limited job market that curtails economic growth. With fewer career opportunities available, many residents feel compelled to leave in search of more promising prospects elsewhere. The state's historic charm is undeniable, yet economic reality insists that survival requires mobility. Residents weigh their personal ties to community against the allure of new possibilities where employment prospects may be better. In Louisiana, the struggle between cultural heritage and economic necessity is palpable. The rhythms of life here have long danced to the beat of vibrant traditions, but a new, quieter sound of financial urgency now shapes everyday decisions. Short, impactful, lives shift in search of hope. As we progress with our listicle, we turn our attention to Massachusetts. Though known for its academic excellence and cultural heritage, Massachusetts is experiencing its own battle. With high living costs, a critical element driving resident outmigration. Here, the numbers speak clearly. The state has seen a trend of losing 80 residents for every 100, signaling a shift that affects neighborhoods from coastal towns to urban centers. High housing prices, escalating utilities, and an overall steep cost of living make it increasingly challenging for local families to maintain their standard of life. This situation creates a dual conflict. A community proud of its historical and educational legacy now faces modern living realities. The fallout is felt in both the economic graphs and the personal narratives of those who must decide between cherished roots and a more affordable future. Turning to Connecticut, we unveil a similar story where high property taxes and a steep cost of living continue to push residents away. For Connecticut, the challenge is quantifiable. Net losses of 70 residents for every 100 moving out reflect a state in transformation. Despite a reputation for excellent schools and quality of life, residents now find themselves battling financial pressures that make everyday living a struggle. The state's picturesque small towns and vibrant communities are slowly feeling the strain as inhabitants are forced to choose between staying and enduring high costs, or leaving in hopes of finding more affordable lifestyles elsewhere. Connecticut encapsulates a tension felt nationwide, the interplay between the allure of stable communities and the relentless calculations of modern economics. Clashing forces create a complex human drama that resonates deeply with anyone who has ever faced economic uncertainty. Our journey continues with Maryland, where migration patterns paint a concerning picture. Similar to several of its peers, Maryland is losing 82 residents for every 100 moving out. The factors driving this trend are twofold: mounting economic pressures, coupled with an escalating cost of living. As residents evaluate their long-term prospects, the weight of economic challenges becomes particularly evident. Maryland's history of innovation and financial strength is now marred by decisions spurred on by everyday affordability concerns. In a state long known for its dynamic urban centers and scenic landscapes, individuals face a choice that pits economic pragmatism against sentimental loyalty. This internal conflict reflects broader national sentiment, a recognition that even established communities must adapt to survive. A brief pause here reminds us that these numbers represent real lives and very real choices in the modern American experience. Finally, we arrive at North Dakota, rounding out our top 10 states. North Dakota, noted for its rugged beauty and resilient communities, is not immune to the tide of economic challenges affecting the nation. With a net loss of 82 residents per 100, the state faces a defining moment. Economic challenges and limited job opportunities have set off a gradual migration that is reshaping its demographic landscape. The state's vast plains and tight-knit communities now confront modern economic realities that demand difficult decisions. The promise of stability clashes with the promise of financial renewal elsewhere. In North Dakota, as in other states on our list, the migration trend is a testament to the power of economic factors in shaping daily lives and long-term futures. As we reflect on these 10 distinct narratives, a common thread emerges, a story of American resilience tempered by the demands of modern living. The outmigration scene signals not an end, but a transformation. Economies evolve, and with growth come both challenges and opportunities. Families weigh personal and financial priorities when deciding where to build their futures, and communities respond to shifting trends with sorrow and hope. Each state tells a story of bold choices under pressure, of dreams redefined by contemporary realities, and of a search for balance. Economic, environmental, and social dynamics converge to create powerful forces of change. The exodus from California, New York, and others is more than numbers. It is an unfolding human drama. Data and expert insights reveal the causes driving a diverse population to seek greener pastures and better quality of life. This narrative reminds us that behind every statistic lies the life of an individual searching for hope. The trends observed, high living costs, economic instability, and job scarcity, are part of a nationwide story of reinvention and rediscovery. Each outmigration story contributes to the dialogue on community resilience and adaptive change. Every move represents a quest for a fresh start, a search for stability in an ever-changing landscape. Stay informed about demographic trends and consider how they might impact your community and future opportunities. Want more videos like this? Watch the next one here. And don't forget to subscribe for weekly uploads.